in the fund management industry, we've still got a long way to go. And so I don't think yet we've seen the benefits that real gender diversity, as in it's a natural, normal thing, has yet delivered or can deliver.
It's a sheer numbers game. When we take a look at the makeup of the membership in our own society, we have over 8,200 members. 20% of them are female. And that actually is the same as the global stats for all of the CFA charter holders worldwide.
You have 40% of our large public boards in Canada have no women on their boards. That, in a 2014, 2015 context just makes no sense from my perspective.
Well, I think the world is changing dramatically. Complexity is increasing. Many of us are working in areas of specialization. So diversity becomes incredibly more important when you want to have superior outcomes.
Our clients want to deal with organizations that understand them, that are able to solve their solutions. And you're only going to solve their clients' problems if you bring your best and brightest people into the mix. That doesn't work if you're excluding half the population.
Well, I think there's a growing body of research that's pointing to the fact that gender diversity is linked to financial outperformance.
The three key highlights from our research in 2014 clearly demonstrate that there is a strong correlation between diversity and company performance, and we've been able to show this at a country level, at a sector level, and any way we want to look at our data, the consistency of the returns is very striking.
So I think diversity is important, particularly from an innovation, from inclusiveness, and to get all perspectives and opinions and experience to bear, because I think the output is much more forceful and much more fulsome as a result.
Diversity has a tremendous impact on an organization, particularly on its performance. Gender diversity is part of that mix. Generally, the more perspectives you have, the more diverse backgrounds, the more diverse general ideas that come to any discussion around a decision are healthier, more robust discussions, lead to better decisions.
Gender diversity really has shifted from being a competitive advantage to a competitive necessity.
It's an incredibly important factor. As the CFA Society, I would say it's an alpha factor. It increases performance in a company. It increases the company's diversity around thinking around business strategy. I know it increases the performance of top-line growth, and it helps us build better relationships with our clients.
Well, it's important for CFA Society Toronto to promote gender diversity because, frankly, it results in a better performance and a better end result for our clients.
The beauty of the charter is that it forces you to really think in a lot of different ways. You have to be very wide and very deep. And when I think about gender diversity and what that means to an organization, it's all about that. It's about broadening your thinking, taking different approaches to problems, making sure that you're getting a well-rounded sounding board to be innovative.
The Judy Project started in 2002. It is a leadership program for executive women. Over the last 12 years, the Judy Project has delivered 300 CEO-level women through the program who have gone on to lead Canadian corporations and deliver performance.
By exploring gender diversity as a business imperative, we demonstrate a commitment to progress and change. When companies use all of the available resources that they can to be successful, they embody the spirit of the CFA Institute's Future of Finance initiative, which is about putting investors first.
The future of finance is about shaping a forward-looking, trustworthy industry. And of course, diversity that leads to better outcomes is one of those key elements of changing behaviors that gets us to those better outcomes.
I think by being involved in initiatives like this, we're showing our members that there's an opportunity to do things the right way and perform well for your clients at the same time.
Gender diversity is good for business. It's good for strategic decision making, it's good for financial performance, it's good for client relationship building. It reflects the world that we're dealing in, and that's something that we need to focus on more and more.
When I see reports showing that Canada lags on innovation indicators, productivity indicators, to me that should be a very significant motivator for business leaders to say, what do we need to do to develop our talent well? Let's make sure we're doing that.
In those businesses where, who are members of the 30% Club, where they've really achieved much greater progress already, then they speak very evangelically about how great it's been, and not just for making the organization feel differently and behave differently, but actually for the bottom line.
Frankly, the world moves too fast and is evolving too quickly to tolerate the lines of thinking that existed 20 or 30 years ago. I think as an organization and as a profession, we need to move with the times.
This is not about, having women get jobs or positions over men. It's about helping women get on the path so that there's a level playing field and we get the best and the brightest no matter the gender.
Performance is best delivered when you take all views, you access the largest pool of candidates for any role, and when you think in a more expansive way. So it's not about the women, and diversity isn't about finding women. It's about ensuring that you have the diversity of thought, and that includes women.
The conversation is quite different when it's a balanced group. I happen to believe that 100% of anything is not a great result. You want men and women working together and from different educational backgrounds, ideally different nationalities, and the richness of the conversation and the being attuned to customers is just a radical step change from when it's just one type of person in the room.
Those who do embrace it, those who do understand it and can overcome the barriers of specialization and homogenous groups, I think will see incredibly superior performance, both in the short term, the midterm, and the long term.
Gender diversity is very much a part of the customers and client base that I work with. Half my customers are women. Gender diversity is very much a part of everything we do, as it is in society. And you have to broadly think about customers and clients as well. It's not just the individual you're selling to maybe on any given day. It's the communities in which you operate. It's the talent pool from which you draw. It's the universities from whom you're hiring students when they come into the entry level. So the world is 50-50 on men and women.
By developing a culture of diversity, you as an organization will be a much better organization. You'll be much more innovative, more creative, and you'll have so much more to give society and business as a whole.
The world is a diverse place. The clients that we serve are male and they're female. They come from different parts of the world. And when you bring in diversity into your company, and gender diversity in particular, you reflect your clients' thinking, you build better relationships, and you build a better company.